Sacha, first of all, the last game, Wellington, how disappointing was it for you to have to come off so early concussed? I mean, in a way, it was a great opportunity for you to really, show your skills, and everyone raving about the performance. Do you remember all of the performance, or was the concussion like you?
I remember it. I watched the game back on the flight, so just to indent it in my mind. But from an individual point of view, it's never nice to not play a lot of minutes when you're given that opportunity. But on the other hand, the way the game shaped out and the result, the way it came, I'm just so chuffed we got the victory in that fashion. And I'm happy Mahoney could step up and do his thing. He was amazing and contributed to a great victory for us.
It was 20 minutes or so, I think, for you. And you still got that, it's enough time to soak in what was going on around you. I mean, just talk us through the atmosphere, the experience, the intensity of All Blacks away like that. I mean, how much do you take from it?
Yeah, it was quite similar to Eden Park in the way with that electric buzz, but I think we had a different type of fire inside of us from the previous week, the way that all went down. I think the guys were ready to kind of show what we were about, and I think the confidence within the group was high, and that just kind of nullified the occasion and all the other side shows that were going on there, and we were kind of just honed in on what we were going to do, and I think we went out and executed really well. We didn't maybe execute from a points perspective the way we wanted to in the beginning, but we got our entries. We had them against the ropes, and I think it was just a good foundation to lay there.
So were you mouthing the haka there? It looked like you were mouthing it from when you were facing.
Yeah, I can't remember. That's not all just
Sia was just next to you, and he says the Lord's Prayer when he said.
Yeah, he was praying. I was just getting myself ready for the game.
No, I mean, we all know the hakas. I mean,
it's nice to enjoy it, but also to flip it around and use it as some fuel for yourself. I think that was a nice learning curve there. That it can, it serves them well. It can serve the receiving end also.
You mentioned the guys just being so happy to be able to go out and show what they've got. I mean, it must be quite hard when you first come into the Springbok side, dual World Cup winners, so many legends, older guys. But do you kind of feel that the youngsters, the new sort of crop that you guys are now starting to really express yourself and I mean, there's always going to be a natural sort of changing of the guard. Do you feel like you guys are now stepping into that?
Yeah, I don't think it's so much a changing of the guard. I think that naturally, the more time you spend in an environment, the more comfortable you get, and as a sportsman or as an athlete, the more comfortable you are, the more you probably showcase what you're about. So I would have to say hats off to the big dogs. They kind of gave us the platform to then be ourselves and get the most out of every training week, and I think that's just feeding into our confidence going into games and allowing us to play our part a bit better.
Do you feel like you are, with time, finding the balance that Rassie's been speaking about, since you came on? I always go back, I've said it so many times, but when you came into the box line, you spoke about 80% number 10, 20% Sacha, like kind of getting you to, fit into the Bok role while still having your own.
Yeah.
Do you feel like with time that balance is starting to...
Yeah, I think it's not even down to the Saturday, it's down to the midweek, and I think just the preparations personally during the week are a lot better for me. I think I've been preparing a lot better and executing what they're saying in the training week. I'm trying my best there. So I haven't really had a lengthy amount of time to do it on the weekend, but what he said and what they want from me is I fully understand it now, and I've kind of gotten repetitions of that in the week, so I feel definitely more confident and more able to do what he asks on that front.
On a very practical level, is it literally the boots? Is it kind of like the 80% he's looking for? I mean, how important is that boot of yours in terms of accuracy with the kicking, and how much of a work on is that every week? Literally working on the contestable kicking today again. That's always going to be something I'm going to work on, and all of us 10s, 15s, even some of the 12s are going to work on. That's a fundamental part of our game, and I think when he speaks about the 80-20, it's playing into those fundamental parts of the Springboks and doing your role in that sense. Sticking to the plan, whether it would be the way we want to kick, how we want to kick, where we want to kick, just executing that well. And I think Andre's done that extremely well.
and he set a very high standard, and it's awesome to have to kind of chase after that sort of standard.
So just Vinny's been here this week to help you guys train. What's he brought? I know he's almost transitioning into a coaching role.
Yeah. He brings a lot. He's I said it last year. He's one of my favorite players because until you play with the guy, I don't think you understand how great he is at his job. His communication, his knowledge of the game, his rugby IQ is it's out of this world, and he just brings, his one sentence solutions this week, helping the guys consistently, helping me. Small things on where to position in the backfield, like the things that go really unnoticed, and on a game day, the things that he does also go really unnoticed with the talking and the communication. It takes a lot of pressure off us as game drivers, and that's one of his standout attributes for me, and it's a pity that people don't get to experience how good he is at that, because he's truly one of the best.
Sasha, I'm just going to ask you to express it in your own words, because obviously Tony Ball would suit you down to the ground. I mean, your skill set. Just how much do you enjoy this sort of mindset, and what do you feel you bring to it?
I don't know if Tony Ball's been misinterpreted, but it's quite similar to the way we've been playing as the Springboks, where we have a go and we get back to our attacking, kicking game thereafter. But I think just what Tony Ball is helping us with is just being able to scan and see opportunities and identify them a little bit better. And I think that's where, myself, Marnie, Andre, whoever's at 10, that just helps a lot. Because when you got the other players with their eyes down the field, it makes your decision making a bit easier at fly half. So I enjoy Coach Tony and what he brings. It puts pressure on your decision making and your ability to see space, and it's a great pressure to have. It means more points for us.
Do you, and I know you get asked about this a lot, but it's such an interesting dynamic with the three fly halves in the group, because you've got like Hanbe, who's got his strengths, and then Marnie, who's like not the opposite, but his strengths, and then you kind of feel like could be a hybrid between the two. Do you ever view it that way yourself, in terms of having maybe being the kind of hybrid between that style and that style?
Yeah, it's so hard to say, because people label Marnie as this attacking fly half, which he is, and we can play multi-phase rugby with him, but he also has an extremely strong kicking game. Yeah. So does Andre. So yeah, I wouldn't label myself the hybrid of the two, but yeah, I think Marnie's passing game is one of a kind, and Andre's kicking game is one of a kind, and the better you can merge those two, the better for the team, because with Tony's expansive game and then going back to our kicking game, I think those two and the skills they have, that kind of sets the mark for what you want to be doing.
Sasha, this week a video came out. Don't worry, nice one. You're playing cricket.
Yes.
Clearly, you were a good cricketer back in the day. How far did you get? And I like some of your wristiness as a batsman, and you're tall and that one nice.
My one mate actually commented on the video that this is why I'm a bowling all rounder and a batting all rounder. So, yeah, I enjoyed cricket. I played until grade 10, where I kind of just wanted to take rugby a bit more seriously. I felt like I was losing weight on the cricket field, and I could be doing more conditioning and things like that with the rugby. But yeah, I went provincial trials. I left those early. I enjoyed cricket. My brother was the infamous cricketer in the family, so I kind of just left that to him, and I focused on rugby and some conditioning through boxing and some other things. Cricket, T20s up my alley. Test cricket.
Yeah. You think you could have gone somewhere?
Cricket. I'm a firm believer in whatever you put your mind to, you can do. Yeah, I don't know. I think, if I really put my mind to it and I worked hard, who knows what could have happened. I think there's a lot of guys that are multi-talented in this team. I think Andre was also a good cricketer. And it's kind of, you end up in a situation where it's just where you're going to put your eggs. And wherever you put them, you're probably going to succeed. So, potentially, but probably not.
How do you, obviously a young guy, and from a very early stage, kind of leadership potential gets thrown your way. Guys are going, geez, this guy in the future is going to be a leader of this team. And I suppose when you're back 10, you have to lead in some capacity already anyway. But how do you deal with comments like that, when you're at such an early stage of your international career and guys are going, he's made for leadership?
Well, I just know there's a whole bunch of leaders here that have seen a lot more than I've seen in this I don't know, situation of rugby. So yeah, I mean, I guess that stuff gets to your ears somehow. It's just whether you listen to it or not. I know my strengths. I've enjoyed leading the junior Springboks in the Western Province under 21s. I love being a leader. I think it's great added pressure. But for now, I'm just a 23-year-old amongst some really seasoned professionals. So, yeah, in the future and now, I'd love to lead this team in my position. And yeah, wherever I can lead, I just I'll put my hand up and try my best. But for now, I don't think it's my exact time to lead from the front.
You talk about being a 23-year-old in the team amongst greatness. Guys, what keeps you grounded? What's the thing that keeps you saying that you aspire to reach that level and not to be a normal 23-year-old who goes around wanting to party and all that? But what keeps you grounded?
Yeah, that's a good question. I kind of just like implement things around me that keep me grounded. Friendships, relationships, I don't know, having a pet, whatever it may be, that kind of, in my subconscious, it just keeps me level-headed. And then when you get into an environment like this, you have to stay grounded because every day someone's doing something better than you. Guys are executing better than you. Guys are seeing pictures and space better than you. So you always, you realize you're not a finished product, most especially in this environment. So it kind of forces you to just lay low at your 23-year-old age and grounded. But yeah, like I said, I've implemented a few things around me that just assist me in staying in that frame of mind where it's my job and people I care about outside rugby, and that's pretty much it. No, not much more than that, to be honest with you. That will come after rugby, enjoy life a bit more.
Is there pressure for you to perhaps not be a normal person and to live up to certain standards in your life, as an example, as a role model? Do you have the pressure, or your life has allowed you to just be who you want to be, and that's how you got to where you are?
Yeah, I think there's definitely added pressure. This is a job that comes with a massive responsibility, and there's a lot of people that support the Springboks through and through. So we've got a huge responsibility, and not the average responsibility of a 23-year-old. I think it's very different in the sense, people often say practice makes perfect. I think self-reflection makes perfect, and a lot of people maybe don't need to self-reflect as much as we do in this environment. Every day you have to reflect on your performances on the training field and on the match field. So yeah, it's a different life to, I think, the average 23-year-old. It comes with its perks and it comes with its challenges, and I think just taking them on board and enjoying this little roller coaster is the best way to do it.
How different is the SACHA that's on the field or in the public eye as compared to the one who's at home, just relaxed and chilling with his friends? How different is it?
I think very different. I think even in this environment, I'm just becoming myself more so. I'm quite a chilled guy, to be honest with you. I do try to take my work seriously. But in the public eye, obviously, there's, you're a Springbok, and there's a certain way you have to carry yourself and carry the badge. And I don't ever take that for granted. But at home, I'm a 23-year-old guy. I said it before, I'm just Sash at home. My mates take the mick out of me, whoever takes the mick out of me. I'm just normal. But here when we're at work, and on a Saturday when we have to perform for all our supporters, of course you have to tap into a different sort of mentality.
What did you used to bowl?
That's it. So
Running a cricket story here.
Yeah.
I'm under instruction.
I mixed it up, man. I could come seam on, come down the wicket quite fast, but also I started off with a bit of leg spin, so it's like a hybrid bowler, like an Andre Estes in bowler. I just used to enjoy fielding. That was where I got all my energy from. I used to love fielding in the covers and at point, just being active and a bit, messy on the floor and diving for balls and stopping runs. I used to enjoy. I was a fielding all-rounder. So I enjoyed that a lot.
So, Sasha, thanks so much.
Sure.
Thank you,
all the best Saturday.
Thank you very much. Much appreciated.
You're welcome.
Thank you.